Thanks very much. Hello there. Yeah, it is certainly a big day for the global car industry as the Shanghai Auto Show opens for business today. It's an opportunity, of course, for foreign and domestic brands to unveil their latest models and, of course, compete for a slice, as Karen said, of the world's largest auto market. Now, today, Toyota, that is. Toyota, the likes of BMW and Audi, among some of the international brands to showcase new cars alongside the Chinese domestic brands like Geely. And despite slowing growth, it is the Chinese car brands who are enjoying a rebound. In fact, Chinese car maker Geely is displaying a concept sport sedan, at the show, targeting consumers in their late 20s and early 30s living in major Chinese cities. Well, let's go straight over to Michael Zakkour, who's Vice President, China Asia Pacific Practice, Tompkins International Consulting. That's a mouthful, isn't it, Michael? But, Michael, thanks for joining us from New York. Hey, listen, I think it's fair to say, you know, the Chinese middle class, I guess like the Americans did in the 50s and 60s, they fell in love with the car, and not only Western brands, they love their own Chinese brands. I guess we can't underestimate how important this market is for the global industry.
Sure. And thanks for having me this morning. It's interesting that as China has gotten wealthier and a middle class of over 300 million Chinese has developed, one of the first things to come out of that development was an intense love of cars and car culture. We're seeing the same thing that happened in the 50s and the 60s in America with American super consumers. And as I write in my new book, China's super consumers, the confluence of middle class status, car culture, and by the way, travel has really repeated the pattern that we saw in the U.S. In fact, 1.5 million new cars hit the road every month in China today.
That's a staggering number. Hey, what's interesting about the Shanghai Auto Show this year is, where are the car girls? The car girls are gone. There are no models showing off the latest models. I think they've even banned kids from this year's show, haven't they? What's going on?
They did. So one of the hallmarks of the China Auto Show has been the sexy car models. They banned them this year. The government wanted to have attendees and the media focus on the cars themselves. This is part of a bigger move in China since President Xi took office 3 years ago to reintroduce traditional Chinese morals and values and to eliminate pornography and vulgarity from Chinese society. They did also ban children, although it's curious that in banning children who might have benefited from the lack of car girls at the show, I'm not sure what the message is there. Although the show did start today, they're 12 hours ahead of us, and usual Chinese fashion, it seems they've been, excuse the term, skirting the rules with the car models. And they've had these beautiful women walking the show in suits and more appropriate attire, but they are still there.
Okay, they've snuck them in. Hey, very briefly, Michael, how tough is the Chinese market? It's the biggest market, we know that, very important. How tough is it? Because China is one country, but it's made up of so many different regions characterized by different wealth, different laws, different climate. The car makers have got to get their head around that. Just briefly.
Right. Exactly, yeah, and as I wrote in my book, we look at China as 22 distinct market clusters. In terms of climate, language, development, wealth, income, it's essentially like laying the map of Europe over China. You would not go to the Netherlands or Spain or Poland with the same products, the same prices, the same marketing approach. And so we encourage our auto customers and our auto clients to really understand these 22 distinct market clusters. What's amazing is that there are 350 million in the middle class. There are 2.5 million millionaires, and now China is only second to the United States in the number of billionaires. Okay. So there are opportunities from everyone from Geely to BMW to Audi. In fact, the Buick, almost a forgotten brand in the U.S., is one of the top 3 selling luxury cars in China.
Okay, well, they're all going for it. Big market. Michael, we appreciate your time. Thank you. Michael Zakkour joining us live from New York City. Okay.